2.2. There we go.
Good hot.
Hi, everyone. So it begins.
Yep.
Like, I wish it was about me. There you go.
Good morning, TikTok. Hello, hello. We are inside of our Molina Animal Care Center here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. And Gatz is getting his annual exam. Good morning, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Drop your questions in the comments. We're going to be mostly viewing the exam. And then aviculturist Frankie, right there, hi, is going to be answering some questions along the way. But good morning, everybody. We're starting our annual exams out with Gatz. He's a Magellanic penguin. Frankie, how old is he?
Gatz is 5.
5 years old, big boy.
They're all aging up in May, so apologize if I'm wrong.
A bunch of Geminis.
Bunch of Geminis.
Hi, in Maine. Thanks so much for being here. We're here at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. This is Gatz, G-A-T-Z. And Frankie, what are you looking for during these annual exams?
It's very similar to what we would be looking for if we went to the doctor for our annual visits. Body condition, any sores, any pain. We're going to be looking at radiographs to check out their bones, make sure they're okay. We do a blood draw, test everything in there, check inside their mouth, their eyes, their ears.
In case you don't know, in the background, you might hear some honking. That's what Magellanic penguins sound like, which I think is always interesting.
Oh, thank you. I know it's cute.
Good morning. Hi in Texas. Thanks so much for being. Hi in Finland. Thank you so much for hopping on. We're here in Long Beach, California at the Aquarium of the Pacific doing our annual exams with our penguins. Does he get treats when he's all done? Of course. What do our penguins eat here at the aquarium, Frankie?
Lots of different types of fish, so herring, capelins, squids, silver sides, sometimes live sardines as enrichment.
Very cool. Hi in Thailand. Thank you so much for being here. Let's drop some penguin emojis in the comments if you're having a good morning here on TikTok Live with us. You guys are inspiring people to become marine biologists and work with animals. That's what they're saying in the comments.
We've got a couple different roles in the room.
Yeah.
Keepers and veterinarians. Penguins.
Penguins, of course. I want to be a penguin. How do I become that?
You want to come over? You can actually see something kind of cool.
Yeah.
This is his uripygial gland or his preen gland. So we check it out just to make sure that there's nothing crazy going on there.
My hands
His looks very good. Except that there's no masses. It doesn't have any discharge or anything like that. So it looks nice.
Very cool. And what is the function of that gland?
So it produces an oil that helps them kind of clean their feathers and waterproof them. So now we're kind of looking at his...
We love the feet.
Oh my goodness.
So penguins are a little bit predisposed to a condition called pododermatitis, which is a fancy term called, you might have heard it called bumblefoot before. It just means wounds on their feet. So we try to prevent that as best as we can. Right now, he doesn't really have any active wounds or lesions, which is wonderful. He's got a little bit of a old wound here that's healed up, so that's great.
You guys, this is going to be a very distracting live because I just want to watch what's happening the whole time. So if I miss your questions in the comments, just keep asking them and I'll get to as many as I can. Welcome, everybody. This is Gatz, the Magellanic penguin. We're inside of our Molina Animal Care Center here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. Like I said, this is Gatz. He's getting his annual exam. He's a very good boy. We do a little wiggly today. That's okay. Who wouldn't be?
He hasn't been restrained in a year, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
It'll probably be a common theme for me.
Right?
Good boy.
Good job.
Check it out. Read a little.
Let's give a round of applause to Gatz, everybody, in the comments. Let's do some clappy emojis.
So Gatz is a good candidate when we look inside his mouth. If you want to get a close up.
Yeah,
right
this
now
is-
we're going to do eyes.
You guys, penguin mouths are one of the most terrifying things you might ever see. Really, really
It's
fascinating.
just not what you expect.
No. I think they're very cute. Then they make this funny noise, and then their mouths are slightly terrifying. Too funny. Ooh, great question. What do penguins feel like? What would you...
At the moment,
Yeah.
very soft.
Oh.
When they're wet, they're a little coarse, but they have about 75 feathers per square inch. You ready for the mouth
Let's do
action? There we
There
go.
it is.
He's
There
a
we
very-
go.
So you can see all these papilla that he has like on the roof of his mouth and on his tongue. They help grab things and keep them going the right direction
Very
down the
cool.
esophagus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't chew their food, right?
No.
Yeah,
They swallow the whole fish hole and massage it down. Thank you, sir.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Madeline, because I saw a top 10 list of the most terrifying animal mouths, and penguin was like number 3.
Yeah, I think it has to be up there. I'm kind of afraid to know the other 10, or the other 9.
Sea turtle was one above.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually similar to penguins.
We should make a video about the most terrifying mouths at the Aquarium of the
That'd
Pacific.
be funny.
Okay, so right now we're going to give him his West Nile vaccine. So you can see they don't have any arm muscles like where we would get our vaccines. So we actually go into their pectoral muscles or their breast muscles. If you ever eat a chicken
Very
breast,
cool.
you know how
If you're a little
muscular-
squeamish and afraid of needles, I would recommend looking away now. It's going to be brief. But we're inside here at the Aquarium of the Pacific, inside our Molina Animal Care Center. And Gatz did such a good job with his shot. Great job. And once again, can you tell us what that vaccine was?
That was West Nile virus vaccine.
Very cool.
It comes from an infection from mosquito bites. So because they're outdoors, we don't want them to become infected.
Yeah, keeping them nice and
Oh
healthy.
boy, oh, you're looking to lay down. That's a good boy.
All right.
This is sometimes what Gatz does. He just lays for you. It's
Yeah.
Should we warn you, friend?
Swan time.
So why do we do this part? Someone was asking in the comments that they might be prone to eating shiny objects.
Which are very deadly and dangerous. That might have been. What's that?
Probably this.
Oh, too close. It's a very good metal detector.
So yeah, no metal objects. Good job.
That's great.
Forgot what I was saying, but basically, if they ingest, they tell us right away through behavior, and we sometimes have to go in for very, very intricate procedure to remove the item. And I've seen pennies, pieces of metal, and it's not fun. So it's our little shout out to, even though you think you should throw pennies into exhibits, please don't do that.
Yes,
It's
please
deadly.
do not. Please do not. You can actually put your pennies into our penny presser machine
Ah!
if you're looking for
Yeah.
something to do with your pennies.
We're gonna draw some blood.
Okay.
Just so you know, I'm gonna clear this out so folks can watch if they want.
Sounds good. Once again, if you're squeamish of needles and blood, I would recommend looking away at this time. You can put your phone down and just listen to us talking through it. But Frankie, a lot of people are asking, do penguins need cold to live? We're here in Southern California where, I mean, it's cold to me today, but maybe not to everybody else.
These ones do not need cold, but I'm going to coach someone through this restraint and then I'll answer that
You do it,
question.
Frankie. Good
So
morning,
basically,
everybody.
I'm holding on to Gatz really, you can listen. I'm holding on to Gatz really strong between my legs and I'm going to pull his head with my jaw, on his jaw, and basically bring his neck over my leg. And I'm pulling. They have very long necks, contrary to popular belief. I'm not hurting him. I'm allowing for the jugular to be available for Dr. Stevens to draw some blood. And this test is where we find out just a little bit more about what's going on inside of their bodies.
Good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. We are inside of our Molina Animal Care Center, and Gatz the penguin is getting his physical. Right now, he's getting some blood drawn, and he is a Magellanic penguin. I don't want to get kicked off of live either, so I don't know how much we'll show of this part. Gatz is 5 years old. And that noise you hear in the background are actually our other penguins lined up to get their exam after Gatz. We're going to show one more penguin here on live after Gatz's routine is over. So if you're just joining us, you'll be able to see another penguin from start to finish as well. People are saying, hi, Frankie. We got Frankie fans in the chat. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. We have, I believe, 19 penguins at our aquarium right now.
Yes.
Great. Hi, Jeff. I forgot I could ask you questions too. You're here. Jeff, can you actually tell us a little bit about our conservation efforts with these penguins?
Yeah, so the population of the Magellanic penguins is spread around many facilities around the country. And so some of what we can do is be able to provide homes for some of the ones that were rescued. So we actually have a few rescue penguins that were stranded on the beach in Brazil. And so they were able to come here because they had some issues when they were stranded and not able to be released back out to the wild. And so what ended up happening is...
you just pushed me out of the way if I'm in your way.
So we just needed to find a home for them, so we were able to take some of them in other facilities as well. The ideal situation would be to be able to not have to take any. And so we actually share populations among other facilities. So sometimes other penguins will come into here. Some of our penguins might go to another facility. So that way we can kind of keep that population going. And Magellanic penguins have a pretty healthy population among U.S. zoos and aquariums. So that is a nice thing to be able to do. So we don't have to be able to take any from the wild. So they breed pretty readily. We've had plenty. Actually, I think most of these guys were born here at the aquarium, except for whatever. She actually was born in another facility. But the other three, actually two of them, Gatz and Wally, were both born here. Admiral was born at another facility as well as whatever. But
very cool.
So there's a pretty healthy breeding program, and like I said, we can mix and match them. There's actually through AZA or American Zoo and Aquarium Association, they actually will have what they call like a stud book. So all the different penguins from all different populations among all the facilities, all their information is compiled together, and they actually can determine good breeding pairs. And so a lot of times when we move them, those will actually be moved depending on where the best genetic pair would be.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's the lifespan on these guys, our Magellanic penguins?
So the ones out in the wild are probably into the late teens or early 20s. Ones in zoos and aquariums can actually go, there's been some that have actually lived into the 30s. So they can live quite a bit longer. Obviously, we have vet staff like we have here that can always keep on top of them, doing an annual exam like we're seeing today, but also going through and, they can get as much food as they need. They don't have to worry about predators, so all those things will lead to longer lives for them.
Definitely. If you're just joining us, welcome. Hi, Jeff. We are inside our Molina Animal Care Center. Right now, Gatz is working on his blood draw over there. That's what our staff is doing right now. And then we have 3 more birds coming up. We have Wally in here, whatever, and Admiral coming up. I think they honked in exact order there too. That was perfect. Oh my goodness, very cool. Okay, let's catch up on some comments for a second. Welcome. We are inside our Molina Animal Care Center here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. That is not a real fish, do not worry. No. This just shows kind of what it would look like if a fish was under anesthesia here at the aquarium. I know, is that real? Oh my goodness. No, but actually they do place fish on here and are able to do different exams or surgery even on fish. Let's catch up on some comments. We named one whatever. Do you want to tell the whatever story?
As far as I know, she was named that in another facility, and that's about as much as I know.
So I hear that there were so many birds born at that facility that year that someone just offhand was like, just name her whatever. And so they took that very literally and named her whatever. And I think she lives up to that name.
Yeah. She's a sassy lady.
She is a sassy lady.
She's very picky. She only eats capelin, and for a long, long time, she would only eat them if you handed them to her a certain way. She's not that picky about them anymore. We've really worked a lot on
She's grown on her picky eating skills.
Frankie and I have done a lot of work with her to make sure to get her to just eat however we give it to her, and she's gotten pretty good at that.
She's inspirational. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, everybody, we are here inside of our Molina Animal Care Center. Let's see if I can get a view on our penguins that are waiting for their exam next while we wait for Gatz to flip up. This is Admiral. Admiral's full name is Admiral Fancy Pants. And these two, I think, actually have the best names at the aquarium. So we have Admiral Fancy Pants in here getting ready for his exam. We have whatever hanging out in here. You can see her head poking around. And then we have Mr. Wally, of course. We won't be able to see him very well in here, but we'll see him in just a few minutes.
I just like paddles. I think it's
Paddles is a good name too. I love it.
Whoa.
Welcome everybody. That noise you're hearing is penguins. What are they doing right now with that call? Are they trying to find each other?
So it's pretty much their way of communicating. So they could be looking for other ones, maybe trying to call the Gatz, calling to each other, calling to their mates who are probably up still in our area behind the scenes because they're not on the exhibit right now because of avian flu. So they're actually in our behind the scenes area. So they're all together in that area. So they might just be calling to them. Or sometimes they just hear us and call out too. So a lot of times when we go out, where they're at is like next to where some of our otters are behind the scenes. And so sometimes when we go to feed the otters, they'll come out and call to us as well.
Yeah,
So.
very cool. Okay, everybody. So Gatz is wrapping up his exam now. He's saying hi to the people outside of our Molina Animal Care Center. He's showing off. He says, I'm such a good boy. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're here at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. Gatz is going to do a big stretch for you guys. Good job, buddy. And in a few minutes, we are going to start our exam with another animal. Unless we're not done with Gatz yet.
Yep, we're done with cats.
We're done with Gatz.
He's just hanging out. Saying hi to
He
his
seems pretty chill.
adoring fans.
Good morning, everybody. Someone says they're on their way right now. Well, swing by our Molina Animal Care Center. You might be able to watch this live in person. There's people on the other side of this glass that are able to watch this whole exam happening IRL. Very cool. Another big stretch for you. He is adorable. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing this live streams with your friends and family. That way they can watch it alongside you.
Mr. Gatz needs his toes trimmed.
Everybody, if you haven't seen, Frankie's got these cute socks on today.
Oh yeah. Soft content. Hold them backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
All
Sorry,
right.
you're not done with cats. He gets a pedicure.
No
today.
worries.
We noticed they were a little long the other
Lucky,
day.
lucky.
Where's the light? Here we are.
Alright.
I assume a lot of pet owners know what it's like to trim their pet's nails too.
I do.
Yeah. Frankie, how often do they get these exams?
These are once a year, and as long as there's no issues with any individual animal, they only come back once a year. We are constantly keeping an eye on all of our animals, finding what is normal, so that if anything abnormal comes up, we bring them right to our veterinary care staff.
Do we do any other grooming for them? They pretty much take care of themselves, right? With their grooming needs.
Right now, these animals are behind the scenes as preventative care for the HPAI avian flu, and they don't have as many of the natural rock substrates, so their nails aren't grazing. So similar to a horse, how you trim their hooves because they. Why would you trim a horse's hoof? Because they're not roaming like natural wild horses.
This is an aquarium. We don't.
we tend to their.
It's not getting
To their
naturally
nails.
worn down.
Naturally worn down.
Exactly. Oh, he's such a good boy.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Good boy.
Shake it off.
I don't always formally announce this, but he is my favorite.
Oh, whoa.
Did
Big
that.
day. Big day, Gatz. He might be my favorite too. At least right now he is. I think he's TikTok's favorite. All right, everybody. Gatz did a great job. Let's give a round of applause to Gatz.
I would argue that Wally is TikTok's favorite.
Wally also might be my favorite. They're all my favorite.
All right, so next up we have Admiral Fancy Pants. Let's see, we're gonna weigh him. Hopefully, I let him out of the kennel and he jumps up on the scale.
I'm going to manifest that for you as well. And Admiral. Oh, so close. Everybody say hi to Admiral Fancy Pants.
He says, I'm going somewhere.
His fancy pants are on the go.
Hi.
Hi, buddy.
You also need a nail trim.
And right away, I can kind of tell the difference between Gatz and Admiral Fancy Pants. It seems like Admiral has a little bit of a longer neck, maybe a little bit taller than Gatz, would you say?
He's just petite all around compared to Gatz.
I would say probably the boys is probably the smallest.
Oh, he is the fanciest, though.
He sure is.
Good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, we are inside of our Molina Animal Care Center here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. And this is Admiral Fancy Pants. He is getting his annual exam today. This is amazing. If I do not see your question right away, please keep asking it because this is a very distracting stream. You should feel bad for me. This is very tough job. Exactly. Just kidding. This is a dream. Very, very cool. Thank you so much for your follows. Make sure you follow us and tap that notification bell in our profile. That way you get notified anytime we go live. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Frankie, how old is Admiral?
Admiral is 7 years old.
7 years old.
He came to us from another facility, which I'm pretty sure Jeff mentioned a little bit ago.
Yeah.
If you're new to the stream, he is a part of our species survival program, which is within zoos and aquariums. So he came to us for breeding purposes back in 2017 or 16. He's been here for a while now.
Very cool. Someone asked if they gray with age, but I know they gray every year. Do you notice after their molt they get a little less pigment?
I think they remain pretty dark every year as their feathers come in.
Yeah, exactly.
We might notice as they get older they get patchy, but we have a very young colony, so I haven't really experienced that on my own yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you differently if you're gonna wiggle. If I don't have to restrain, that's the goal, but once they start to wiggle, I want to make sure it's safe for everyone.
Welcome, everybody. We're here live at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California. This is Admiral Fancy Pants.
That was just, Gatz is very big. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, this is the only species of penguin we have at our aquarium. They're Magellanic penguins. And right now they are off habitat. There is the threat of avian flu in our area, so we're keeping our animals safe behind the scenes. Who named him? He came from another facility, right, Frankie?
Yes.
He came with this name.
He did come with his name. Not all the time does that happen, but it was so funny they just kept the name.
Like, you can't not. Admiral Fancy Pants is his name.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Dee.
It is something we're actively watching with a bunch of our birds.
Very cool. Frankie, do you mind answering about how we can have penguins here in Southern California? Don't they need cold weather to survive?
These particular penguins do not. In fact, only 3 penguin species require snow or ice to survive. So Magellanic penguins are actually found off the coast of They live in a very similar climate to what we have here in Long Beach, California. However, we do get some of the hotter times of the year, so we make sure that we are offsetting the heat with many different types of cooling, whether it's ice piles, misters, just water dishes. And of course, their water is 56 degrees all year round, so if they're hot, they can dip into the water and cool off.
Very cool. Admiral Fancy Pants is 7 years old. And what's the average lifespan on a Magellanic penguin?
In their natural habitat, I would say 10 to 15 is a pretty good age. In an animal care facility, 25 to 35 years, but I've seen some numbers up into the 40 lately.
Amazing. Very
Those
cool.
are my facts 5 years ago, so I have to change my numbers.
Amazing.
Now we're gonna look at his eyes.
Oh, this is a great question. Do penguins from other facilities come with some very strange behaviors?
Yes. You're looking at it. No, Gatz is a very unique stepper. So who is this? Admiral. Admiral's a very unique stepper. So when you see him walking around, you'll notice he walks up on his toes, and we love it.
We love it. He's so fancy.
He's got fancy pants. And then sometimes animals, we can't always control how they were raised. So we might see some animals that like people a little bit more, or that really don't like people, and we are a colony that we hand feed them all their fish every day. So it's important that they get used to us. So we work through different behavioral challenges with every individual bird.
Yeah. Right now we don't have a date for reopening our penguin habitat, but we'll be sure to share once we do. Our penguins are currently off exhibit due to the threat of avian flu in their area. We want to make sure we keep these guys nice and safe.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, what's my favorite penguin fact? My favorite penguin fact is probably how terrifying their mouths are, which I think we'll see if Admiral will let us in sometimes. Oh, great question. Do they have their lifelong mate?
Admiral is mated with D, and so long as
Power
they
couple.
are here in this colony or in a colony together, they will be mated.
Amazing. And penguins mate for life, right? Usually.
Oh, they do mate for life, yes. And we're gonna trim some of his beak. He's got a little bit of overgrown,
Yeah.
whatever this material is. Cartilage? Keratin. Thank you, sir.
He's kind of trimming it like a fingernail, right?
Exactly. We're actually using fingernail clippers.
Yeah.
It's made out of the same exact stuff as fingernails.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. Yeah, it really is a penguin spa day. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is Admiral Fancy Pants, and we're here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. Admiral is getting his pedicure.
That was me. It's all me.
I wonder if anyone here has seen the bottom of penguin feet before.
I
You're
have.
pretty cute. You have. You're privileged.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check myself.
We have a dog groomer watching. She's like, this is so cool to see.
Oh,
Shout out to you.
it's the way he walks. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing the stream with your friends and your family. That way they can follow along and watch it with us. We are live here at the Aquarium of the Pacific in Long Beach, California, and Frankie is a pro at handling our birds. I think we had a dog groomer in the comments, but imagine if you were grooming your dog and they were slightly wet and very wiggly, which I guess could be a day in the life of a dog groomer too.
Probably similar.
Yeah, exactly. Very wiggly. Yeah, he's a little more wiggly than Gatz. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. If you are interested in our surface animal policy, you can visit our website. It's at the link in our bio. These are Magellanic penguins. What are the noises in the background? Perfect timing.
This is our natural background noise.
That's our calming sounds that we play here in our Marine Animal Care Center. No, those are more penguins getting ready to get their exams. So far, we've done Gatz, and this is Admiral Fancy Pants' turn. After Admiral's done, we're going to hop off live and we're going to film some content.
We're giving a vaccine right now. This is for West Nile virus.
So if you're squeamish of needles, I recommend you put your phone down for a second. And we are inside of our Molina Animal Care Center here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. Good job. Let's give Admiral a round of applause. He did such a good job. Hey, thank you so much for being an aquarium member. We appreciate you.
Stretch or
It's a
poop.
great way to support our nonprofit aquarium. Thank you, thank you.
So I would never poop on Frankie. That's only Wally.
Someone says Frankie is a boss. I agree. We got a room full of bosses here.
All right, we're gonna do blood draw again.
Okay, everybody, I don't want to get kicked off live, so we are going to go away while Admiral gets his blood draw today.
Nice, sir.
Let's get him some good luck. He's going to do such a good job. Hey, Jeff, what are those armbands on our penguins? What do they mean?
So that's how we identify them. Because if you look at them, especially for most people who work here or sometimes work with the penguins, sometimes they can be hard to tell apart. They're mostly just black and white. They do have recognizable features that a lot of us, especially like Frankie, Kelly, and I, that we were working with all the time, so we could tell who's who for the most part. But so those tags are how we can tell them apart. Also, up at the exhibit when they're up there, there's a sign that corresponds with that. So if you were to come here and visit the aquarium, you see a penguin, and you see the band on it, you can look up on the board, you can see which penguin it is. But the colors, each one represents a different number, and I can't remember which ones they are.
That's okay.
But it corresponds with their ID number here at the aquarium, and then each color. So I think like white is 0, and it goes up to, I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
Like 9 is like red or something like that. And so each one is different, and then so that's how we can tell who's who. But they don't all have corresponding. Like it doesn't all go in order. So for example, like whatever is white, white, red. So the next one after that isn't like white, white, black or whatever. So
It's kind of randomized. Yeah, whatever.
So it's
whatever.
So it's what their ID is here for the aquarium. So every new animal comes in has an individual number, no matter what species it is, so that they go in number. They correspond that way, not necessarily just with all the penguins. That's with all the animals here at the aquarium when they come in. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Or when they're born here or whatever.
Yeah, very cool. We did it! Good job, Admiral. Let's give Admiral a round of applause. What a good guy.
Let's shake it off a little.
Yeah, he did such a good job. Good job, buddy. All right, everybody, that is going to wrap up our live stream for the day. Thank you, Frankie, and thank you to the rest of the team here. for being on our live today, chatting with us, and especially thank you to Admiral and Gatz, who did an incredible job getting their annual exams this morning.
Shake it off.
Shake it off for you. That was really cute. We have people watching on the other side. If you come and visit the aquarium today, make sure you head to our Molina Animal Care Center. You might be able to catch a penguin exam happening. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. I hope you have an amazing Monday. Bye, everybody. Bye, Admiral. Can we get a honk before we go? No. Okay. Bye, everybody.